Hi everybody, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! From Ohio. I'm here to bring you my Simply Saturday video, and I hope that you enjoy it. We are on week 29 already, so we've been doing these for a while, and today's card is kind of a little bit, it's not complicated, but it's got a couple little more steps than what I usually do on Saturday, but it's always everything everybody I think can handle. It is easy to do, it's easy to mass produce, and things like that. So I want to bring that to you. But first I want to say thank you to anybody that ordered from me for free shipping. I made my goal. In fact, I went over my goal because I had a lot of people ordering and helping me, and I'm just so humbled with that because couldn't do it without you guys that have placed orders with me and stuff, and I so appreciate it. I have done more this month than I have ever done in my 11 years with Stampin' Up! So I'm tickled about that, grateful to you guys, and I hope you will keep ordering from me, and I hope that, I will be here to help you in any way that I can. Today's video, like I said, it's a little bit more than what I usually do, but it's still easy. So I just want to say I'm going to get ready to do that, but just remember on March, I want to say that all the time, on May 6th, our new catalog will be going live. If you do not have a demonstrator that has sent you a catalog, please let me know, because I would be more than happy to get a catalog in your hands. We also have new online exclusives coming up. Can't get a catalog for that, but please go on and go through that and see those, because the online exclusives have some great stuff. In fact, I order a lot of online exclusives. So with that being said, I am going to turn my camera down and we're going to get ready to make this card. So let's turn the camera, and as you can see, I'm still on a crazy screen. I gotta catch up with you guys, and I'll do that as soon as I bring the camera down. I knew I was going to hit a hump. So anyway, what I'm doing is making sure that my card is in view for you. So I used 2 sheets of paper, so I got 2 different cards out of it. Made them a little bit of a different way, but you can see they are cut on angles, which I like. And I'm going to show you how to do that with the DSP. Okay, now I did tell you about being able to go to, I didn't write it down. You can go to my online store, which is www.ritaholmes.stampinup.net if you would like to look at those online exclusives. We had new ones that came out in April, and no, this is April, came out in March, I think. But anyway, we have some new ones that just came out. We're going to have more new ones coming out in May, so go ahead and take a look at what's out there if you haven't seen those and haven't been over there in a while, and you can be able to see that. So we are going to get ready to get started, and since Moxie is asleep over in her little thing, I'm going to move my camera up a little bit. And as you can see, there's Moxie peeking out. See, there's my coaster. My friend Barb made that for me. Isn't that the cutest little thing? And oh gosh, I love it. Everybody loves it that sees it. So anyway, we'll move her back that way a little bit, out of the way, because I'll be getting ready to make a little mess. So let me bring in what you're going to need for these cards. I'm going to set them up over here. I think you'll still be able to see them for right now. That's where they're going to go. So we got 2 card bases cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. But you know, I just wanted to show this trick. I showed it in my class, my in-person class the other day, and people hadn't seen this before. So I'm going to show it to you guys too, just so you know. you can take your card base. It has the score line there, so that already helps you score. But what you do is, if you can see me, I've lined that up with this because it has a little ledge right there, and you can just line it up and line it up actually over here. And then put your card in there and butt that up. And then just take, and you don't really have to put the score line. It's just, I think it's easier to put a score line in there where it's going to fold. And when you bring that out, your card is folded exactly. I don't do this. I keep forgetting to do it, but I wanted to show it to you. So let's fold both cards because it is a nice way to fold them. And just fold them up. And there we go. We have two nice folded cards. So we're going to set those to the side also. I'm going to put this back out of the way for just a second so you can see what we're working with, okay? We have on top here, these are two pieces that's going to go in the inside. And they're cut about between 1/2 and 3/4 inch by 4. This is cut 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, but we will be cutting it down to 5 by 3 3/4. So, and then I have two pieces of white that's cut 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 that will end up putting this on here and then trimming it down because that way we can get our edges if they're not so-so. This is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 because it's going to be, when we cut this down, it'll be a little bit of border like these are, just so it kind of pops that up around the cards. And don't ask me what this is because I don't know. It'll probably be for cutting our die cut. Well, no, we're not going to cut a die cut today. But I need two 5 1/4 by 4 inch pieces to go on the inside, which is right here. All right, now we're ready to go. Here's what I did. You're going to take two pieces, and this is a template I made. Makes it nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the paper trimmer. You can do this two ways. You do not have to be precise when you're doing this, but you want to be equally, like on your side, you want them to be kind of equal. You can bring this in here and you can just judge how you want to cut that. You know, this is about at 1 inch or a little bit more, and then so that you would cut down and it would make this part smaller than that part bigger. Then what I did was I took this part and turned it upside down over here and cut the smaller piece here and then here. But then I decided, why not make a template? I can put my template in here. I can line that paper up and hopefully I can get it lined up. Here, let's do this the easier way. I can get it lined up in there. Hold on to the paper. Pull this up and move the template. And I have it basically where that was. And then I'm going to cut it. And this is where I told you you could take these pieces, turn them over here, as soon as I get them straight on here. And then what you could do is you could line this up to where you have it on the cut line. Move this over and cut it. Or you could use that template. I got these off kilter a little bit, so I'm going to get them back on track. So I'll show you that again. And they don't have to be exactly right, because we can, now I'm going to put that in that track and this one here. And I can cut that. Or I can put this over here and cut that. So, but I'm going to do it on the track like I had it with that piece. So then I have this piece that goes up and this piece that goes, so there's a fat end down here and a fat end up here. Can you see that? So what I did with that was I brought in a piece of DSP or cardstock cut to the same size I cut this, or basically the same size. I brought in my Stampin' Seal, or any kind of tape runner you have will work. And the reason why I did that is so it'll stick these pieces down without me having to keep getting glue. And then I just took and did some across here. So I'm going to do one page and then sticky on the other page, because this stuff is really sticky. So what I want to do here is I want to take this and actually, because I'm going to turn them, I'm going to switch it just like that. No, I'm not. That was wrong. I told you wrong. Look at that sticking to me. I always just got a brain fart about this stuff. So this one goes this way, and that one goes that way. We cut it like this. I know what I did is I cut two pieces. I cut that out of two different papers. So I'm going to flip this away. It's going to be side. Trying to decide about that, guys. I did not think about when I cut that out of two different papers and flipping this. This goes this way, right? So turn this one over and then do this. And whoops. Well, I thought I had there, and I got it right. There we go. Let me see if that looks right. We're going to try this. Might not be right. Wait a minute. I know what to do. Let's put all this back together real quick. Ding, ding, ding. I had a brain. This goes this way. Okay. Let me see here. I know there's two flowers that match. It's right here. These go over here, because that matches that flower. I knew there was a match there. And then this one is like this. Okay, so what I can do is take off this and this, maybe. Turn that over. Turn that over. That should be right. We'll see here in a second. It might be wrong. See, I even got confused, guys. Now I've confused you. But we are going to trim this up, so it doesn't matter if these aren't all the way to the top here. But you want that to butt up against the other piece. You don't want the white to show through there. So there's that one. Now, woo! I'm tired now. It'll look better in a minute, I promise. Okay, so now we are going to have that like that and this like that. That's how that's going to go. Okay, let's see how this works. Squishy on my fingers. My fingers want to stick to my paper. Look, that one's way off though. Something was wrong there. I'm going to be cutting that down. But you know, it's not all lost. Should have turned that around is what I should have done. I put it, but it's too late for that, but it's not too late for this. We'll just make this one smaller. So we're going to cut each end. So we'll make this one smaller, but that's okay. It's what you do when you make a mistake when you're live. You don't cover it up and start over. Because most mistakes can be fixed. Okay, that looks much better now that it's all. Now let's see what length it is. That is 4.5. I'm going to put it by 3.5. I'm just going to take an extra little piece off of there. That's 4.5 by 3.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these petal pinks. 4.5 by 3.5. Let's remember that. 4.5 by 3.5. So I'm going to make this 4 5/8 by 3 5/8. My 4 5/8, I don't know that I did go right. Let's bring it down just a hair. Isn't it funny how just a tiny piece makes a big difference? So this one, I'm just going to bring it in and I'm going to trim Just barely that off. And I like to get all my paper out of that little crease there. So let's take this one and just trim it up really. So I'm just taking the edges off. Turn it over and see how bad this is. It's not. Just basically that little edge. See if I got it. Yep, I got it. I need to take that off just a hair more. I like a good smooth edge if I can get it. There we go. And that, I don't know why. I think I need to change my blade maybe. Keep cutting slivers off, I'm not going to have a card, right? But that's what you do with these. Told you it'd be a little bit more complicated. See if I got this one cut down enough. Yep, I did. So, I'm going to add this on here, and it barely fits, but that's okay. We like it that way. Can't really tell with the, I'm going to use this from where I cut it. I'm going to smooth that edge out. So there we have that. Now let's do this one. And this will make a smaller card, but it's going to be cute. I promise. I like cute. How about you? That border will show more once we get it on the colored. Okay, now here is our, I'm going to turn my heater off, guys. I had a heater on down here because it was so damp. So this is going to go in here, and see, that doesn't look bad at all like that. And then this one will go on here. So see, if you have to cut it down like I did, it's not going to hurt your card whatsoever. So one of these, let me show you this. This is plain. It's smooth. I don't know if you can see that. And then this one is run through an embossing folder. Can you see that? Let's run this small one through the embossing folder real quick. Let me do that. And you guys can chitter chatter on the comments. And please be sure to comment too, because I will be giving away a card like I usually do. So here we go. I'm going to run this through real quick instead of bringing it all over there. And then that one is embossed. Can you see that? Can you tell? There you can. And what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to put dimensionals on it. That'll help hold it up really nice. Oh, here comes somebody to look around. Miss Moxie. Say hi, Mox. Here, we'll move the cards down. Say hi. You have to stick your head under there to say how you've gotten so big. She's really grown since she was fixed in January. I don't know. She's turned into a lazy fat cat. She'll be 11 months old this week. Because as we know, she was born at the end of May. We don't know when. Just the end of May. So there's that one. I'm going to leave this one plain. And I'm just going to glue it on. So see, you can do it either way. You can spruce up a card as much as you want. You like that word? Spruce it up. So there, now it got quiet in my house. And I am going to take this piece of scrap, and I'm going to just, you see I did this one with die cuts. I think I left my stamp. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let me see if I put my stamp back. I might have. And then again, I might not have. Where did I lay it? Underneath stuff, of course. So I'm going to take Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to ink that up. Well, that's crooked, because my thing is on here crooked. What am I don't like that. I don't know. See if that helped. That made it better. Finally. After 15 tries. Jeez. So we did that one. And then I think I might, if this will fit. It might. Let's see. Now we're going to do this one at this end. Just see which one I like better. I'll be flipping it to see in here in a second. I ended up liking the first one anyway. So I'm just going to cut it. See, nobody will know I tried 15 times to get it crazy. Yep, that's what I want. So I think I'm going to put this bigger one on here and the smaller one on here. Oh, I know what I want to do to kind of make an edge around it. Let's take and just, what you got to do is kind of tap it on the pad and sit it down a minute and let it dry. I think I just got my finger in it. A little bit. Now we'll close it. Be done with it. Moxie's decided to lay down. Okay, both of these I will use dimensionals on. Looks like a hot mess back there, doesn't it? See? You can make a mistake. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know that should have been bigger when I send it to them, are they? No. Not at all. Whoops. I don't want to cover up my flowers over there, so I'm going to put that there. Same with this. I don't want to cover up all that pretty petal pink color. Put this down here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take these gems and I am going to color them. I think I'm going to use the Lost Lagoon. Let's see if we're going to set them and let them dry just for a second. And Moxie, are you laying on my pieces of paper? Yeah, you are. Thank you. Whoops, I moved the camera. Sorry about that. That wasn't Moxie. That was me. Moxie, I moved the camera. So what I'm going to do is just add these pieces down here to go on the inside. And then we'll just put them in here. So don't forget to comment, and you know, if you will, tell me where you're from. If I don't know you. Some people I know that's on here that watch all the time, I know where they're from. And then some I don't. It's always nice to know who's watching you where. And that, so Roxy decided to get down. She's getting too big for being up here to lay when I got the camera stand out and that, so she just kind of runs away. She's going to go up the steps. Okay, let's bring these back in, and we're going to put these on the card real quick and call it a day. So I'm going to put one there. I think I'll put one over here. Maybe one here. So there's that one. See how pretty that looks? I love that paper. That is got as a frames and flowers set, and it comes with 3 sheets of DSP, double-sided, and then it comes with 3 sheets of, one sheet is like matte, so you can put on the front of your card, and then the other one is like two sheets of just die cuts of flowers and stuff that you can use. Very pretty. I did a class in it this past Tuesday. Let me see if I can find my class cards, which is always a big iffy for me because I lay things here, there, and everywhere, and then I don't have them. So, and I can't find them right now off the top of my head. Guess I better do that, huh? Let's see if they're in here. Oh, here they are. Let me show you the cards we did in class with this set of papers. And it comes like this. Let me show you. This is really nice stuff. Here's a pack of the paper. And then I think The 3 sheets of DSP is this with the green on the back. Then there's this one. And it's got a print on the back. And then the one we used with the peach on the back. And then it comes with like tons and tons and tons of die cuts. Here's a bunch I have left after I did all of my cards. And this is only $10 for this whole thing, which that's a great deal. In fact, I just placed an order and I meant to order some more of this and I forgot. Lo and behold, that happens to me all the time. I order and then I think, oh, I forgot. I do that a lot. But let me show you the, if I can get this in here, because I got so much junk in here. There we go. Let me show you these cards. They are very pretty, if I must say so myself. The top card, my friend from Florida showed me. She had made it. And this is made, this is one of the frames, and then we put extra dies on it. And this piece was the inside of the frame, and I just popped it up. So there's that one, and I have 2 of them. And there's this one, that's a piece of the DSP, and then that's the frames, and that's a circle we cut, die cut. That's the inside. And this inside might look a little different. This is a piece of the frame, and then we backed it. I cut some die cuts out here, or yeah. And then these are die cuts that come with the card itself. This is another frame. This is one of the die cuts, and then this is paper that we added. And then this one I made with a smaller flower. And put a little flower in there. And this one, just a note, it's a fun fold. And that's the paper we just used tonight. And then there's this one, it's made with corners and a die leaf. And I just did a sentiment and added to the front. And then this is another one of that, this one that I showed you, because I angled this one because I was talking about how you could do that, and then I did this one straight. So those are some cards that was in my in-person class this past Tuesday. We all loved doing them too. Gave me lots of cards, didn't it? Lots and lots of cards. And more cards. Whoops, there I go, hitting the camera again. Okay, here's the 2 cards we just did, even with my mistake. So you can use the template and just cut your angles and then put this on there. Remember, this was what I didn't think about, this being dimensional, and I cut it out of 1 sheet. This I cut out of 2 sheets. This is out of the Storybook Friends, the one with all the little bunnies and stuff. And then this is one of the DSPs. That's one of the Regal's Garden Green. That comes 6 by 6. So I cut 2 pieces like that. I think if I did this again, I would turn one of them upside down, like sandwich them. And then the sides would fit much better. But they look okay the way they are once we got them done, right? So I hope you liked it. I hope you aren't real confused. You'll have the PDF to go over, so that'll be a good thing. And so make a comment. I will be checking those and be sending out cards, okay? Have a great day, and be blessed, and just be creative too. That's the fun part. Just be creative. Talk to you later. Bye.